Max Verstappen has admitted that what happened at the 2025 Spanish Grand Prix was wrong of him to do. When reviewing his season so far, the Dutchman believes that his moment of anger in Barcelona was his lowest point of the year and one that he says will not happen again. After a late safety car, Verstappen, running third, was put on the hard tire and was overtaken by both Charles Leclerc and George Russell on the restart. The latter was ahead at the apex of turn 1, with Verstappen going off track and taking the place back. Red Bull told Verstappen to let Russell back past, which is when the Dutchman did, only to ram him right after, costing him a 10-second penalty and dropping him to 10th. Speaking to Viaplay, he regrets this moment now. Quote, "What happened there, of course, wasn't great, but it also came from the fact that I really care. I also could have said, my car isn't fast, I'll let it go. I was upset with what happened first on that straight at the restart, then in turn 1, and then, of course, I was told in my ear that I have to give that place back. Then everything went red for a moment. That was wrong, and of course, you learn from that." Oscar Piastri has admitted that McLaren's team orders at the Italian Grand Prix had an impact on him in the race after the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which he calls the worst weekend of his life in racing. Piastri has seen his 44-point championship lead after Zandvoort turn into a 24-point deficit to Lando Norris, with many pointing to the Italian Grand Prix as the moment it all turned on its head within McLaren. The infamous team orders given to Piastri, having to let Norris pass after a slow pit stop, were suspected to have impacted the Aussie. He has now admitted as much on the Beyond the Grid podcast when asked about his disastrous weekend in Baku, the race after the Italian Grand Prix. Quote, "Obviously, the race before that was Monza, which I didn't feel was a particularly great weekend for my own performance, and there was obviously what happened with the pit stops," end quote. Piastri went on to call the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, where he crashed out of qualifying, jumped the start, and binned his car on lap 1, the quote, "worst weekend I've ever had in racing, but probably the most useful in some ways," end quote. He hinted that some things happened in the build-up to the weekend that he wasn't happy about either, without going into detail on what he meant. Audi is the first team to have given us a glimpse of what next year's F1 cars will actually look like. The German Works team will take over Sauber in 2026, and logically, this also means an overhaul in the color scheme. Goodbye, black and green car. Audi have a tremendously rich history in motor racing, dominating the WRC back in the day and Le Mans this century, but have never tried their hand at Formula 1 until next year. Nico Hülkenberg and Gabriel Bortoleto, Sauber's current drivers, will both stay on to usher in the new era, with Jonathan Wheatley and Mattia Binotto leading the team, but they'll do so donning different colors. Audi will go for its classic silver, red and black colors that their works teams tend to have. The front half is almost entirely silver, while the back is red and black only. Opinions are split on this, whether it's too safe, a bit boring, or actually a very clean design. What do you think of the R26 design? Let us know in the comments. That's it from me for today's news video. Keep it locked on GPFans.com to keep up with all the latest in the world of F1, but thank you so much for watching this video, and peace.